Cheers, welcome to my channel. This is an end of the month for the month of March tarot oracle reading. And Aquarius, you are the star of this astrological insight. Here comes my co-pilot, my cat Stella. Her job is to purr during the readings, and so she takes her job very seriously. All right, you have to be good now. Lay down. Good girl. All right, sorry about that. If your sun sign is not Aquarius, we still all have a little bit of Aquarius in us. If you have your birth chart, which house is it in? That's where this energy shows up for you. My goal is to provide valuable information to empower you. This is a timely reading, meaning that if you're watching it at this time, it's the perfect time for you. Having said that, if it's been a while since I posted this, what was going on in your life back then, that could give you further clarity as to what's going on now. All right, we're going to begin with the underlying energy from the bottom of the deck, and we have the Ace of Swords. So the Ace of Swords represents the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. So you may have been looking for the truth, and God is providing it for you. The universe and God are collaborating, that whatever it is that you are wanting to know the truth about, that it is coming your way. And we're going, that's for the underlying energy for the entire reading. And now we're going to see what's the underlying energy for the internal forces. We have the Queen of Cups. So the Queen of Cups is talking about, she is the most, loving queen of them all and the most maternal. So this energy is talking about having like love for your family, love for, like, this can be romantic love, but it's also romantic. It's also love for the family, love for your children, love for your country, for everything. She's known to her cup has a lid on it, which means that she is a container of unconditional love. She's the most likely of all the queens to be in a traditional relationship, and is very, someone that makes a loving home. And, if she's in the community, she's very helpful and kind, and she's known for that. And so this energy is the most maternal of all the queens, and her cup is almost like a trophy because it, that's kind of her thing. We have the energy, so that's for the internal forces. And the internal forces, this, I just wanted to say also, this can sometimes represent the maternal bloodline and DNA information, because the mitochondria of our cells comes from the maternal line, and there's special markers that are passed down from mother to daughter. And I know this has been coming up quite a bit in the last while in my readings about something about DNA. So you might have bought one of those DNA kits, where you test your DNA to see if, where you're from, that ancestry, something like that. I don't know, it's come up in a few of the readings coming by here. It could just be because of energy out there. I'm not sure. So we have here the Eight of Swords. So the Eight of Swords represents an energy of feeling like you're in a mental prison. So this binding on her body represents sometimes feeling duty bound, and that's kind of like the energy of the Queen of Cups. It's family first kind of energy. And so it could be something to do with the family, or something that you can't see about this. And that's the energy that keeps coming in. So this could be something that's out there in the stratosphere here, or because it's showed up now in about 3 of the readings in the same sort of way. So the universe is trying to tell me something. But in any case, this is talking about, at one point, I feel like there's way more water here. Water in the tarot represents emotions. And it's like her right foot now is on dry land, and her left foot is still in a puddle, but it's a shallow puddle. And that's not saying your emotions are shallow, but I feel there was way more emotions when this process began. And now she's got like 7 of the 8 swords behind her. So I feel like that it could be the thoughts of other people and what they're saying behind her back, or it could be the energy of that she has put these thoughts behind her now and is ready to take action on this one sword that's left, but she's deciding what that action is. So it feels like it was very emotional, and this almost can represent the tears she's cried. So she still doesn't 100% know which way to go, but she's deciding to take one of those options there and work with that. And then we have, okay, so maybe she's thinking maybe, should I get married? Shouldn't I get married? And if you have to think that hard, maybe you shouldn't. That's the energy. This card is the official marriage card. Or maybe she's thinking about something that's going on in her marriage. That could be some of it too. So, but this is talking about fulfillment, this card. So we'll see as we go here. This card is talking about having fulfillment, and this is the first stage of fulfillment, basically. This is talking about, you've saved up the money for the down payment on your castle, and now you just have to make the payments. Or it can represent an energy of, plus someone popped the question, and you or the other person said yes. And so now you're working on the wedding. And then once the wedding's over, then you need to work on the relationship so that it's a fulfilling relationship. This card sometimes can just represent partnerships and commitments as well. But we'll see what's going on with that, because usually when it comes up, it does have to do with romantic love, and we do have the Queen of Cups here. But there's some sort of truth coming out about maybe the family. Interesting. Okay, so this is the Page of Swords. Some information is coming. I just was saying, maybe there's some information coming out. Boom, here's the Page of Swords. So there is some information, some communication coming in about this truth. We've got the swords here. So the sword energy, the pages would work for the king and queen, and they would deliver messages back and forth throughout the palace. They would be young, start working around 7 to 14 years of age, depending on how mature they were, and quite often from families in the surrounding area that were higher society. So, they would start working for the king and queen around 7 to 14 years of age, and then they would graduate to knighthood possibly at the age of 21 if they could afford a horse. And so this energy is talking about some sort of communication coming in regarding these thoughts, basically. The swords represent your mental intelligence and your discipline of your mind and your thoughts. And of course, our thoughts are expressed through words, and that could be the written word or it could be spoken. And so this energy, in the old days, of course, the information or the communication would always be in person because they didn't have other forms really. And but these days now we have so many ways of communicating. So this could represent the energy of it could be a phone call, a text message. It could be something that comes in the mail. It could be an email. Or maybe you're on social media and someone messages you, or you see an event and you go to the event and then you run into someone there that has the answer for what you're, just happen to run into them kind of energy. And we also can actually use the news as a good source, because whatever's happening at the top in the news from the leaders of the country, etc., that is also reflected in the energy below. And so on a lesser degree, of course, and not as public, but there could be the same sort of energy that's happening in the news could be happening in individuals' lives. And this energy is also sometimes can just be a aha moment, aha. And you have, a thought, and it's a fresh thought. So it can be about fresh thinking, like a breath of fresh air, basically. And then we have, wow, look at this. Now it's the Knight of Swords coming through with this information. So isn't this interesting now? This is the Knight of Swords when he was younger. And like he was very, this also represents, because he's not looking at the element, like thinking outside the box. But now we have the Knight of Swords coming in when he's older. So this could be saying this is something that could have happened 7 to 14 years ago, like kind of that energy. That's the amount I said. So what is it now? 2026. So it could have happened in 2016, 2015, 14, 2013, 2012, around 2012 to 2016, that kind of time frame. Interesting. I've never had it really come up like this before. So the Knight of Swords is a grown-up version of the Page of Swords. And, you know, this energy, you know, we entered on February 17th. We entered into the Chinese New Year, was the first day. And we entered into the year of the fiery horse energy. And so when a horse comes up like this, especially this one, I like to point it out, because the fiery horse energy is going to be with us until February 6th, I think it is, of next year. And this energy is very high-spirited, and it makes you want to really set really high achievement goals. It's an energy of being, you know, really in your heart and in matters of love, you know, heartfelt and passionate and adventurous, and you know, really like that kind of free-spirited energy. But on the negative, it can be compulsive energy and impulsive energy. And impulsive energy is somewhere you do not want to be right now. It's not beneficial for people to be in impulsive energy. And also to be hot-tempered, you know, or like react to things on your emotions and then tweet all about it, you know, and then the next day find out, oh, what I was tweeting about was actually AI generated, you know, that kind of energy. And then this can also represent someone who is, you know, set goals that are so high that they haven't given themselves enough time to possibly complete, you know, what they're doing, and they're trying to do it, and they burn themselves out and they don't cross the finish line. So this is exactly the energy you don't want to be in the fiery horse energy of this year. He's got a red flag on the back of his helmet. He's, you know, driving his horse, and it's through barren land, and they're running against the wind. And even the clouds in the sky look like they've been ripped open. You know, like, look at, they were all fluffy when he was younger. And so this energy also, we don't have the full point here. Like, we can't see the point of the sword. I mean, here we could see more of it, but here we see less. And so this is talking about, he might only have half the story. Or, you know, it could be only half true or something like that, and we can't see the point. And so this energy, you know, is just, the message is coming in, the information is coming in, but it's, this, you know, it's not 100% everything you would need. Sometimes this energy can come in from like a investigation that's going on. And so it could just mean like something major came through, or it could be the energy of, you know, the energy of, say, half the information coming in an investigation, or some new information or updated information. Maybe, you know, if it's an investigation, maybe it has to do with DNA, like, who knows, something, I don't know. It's not 100% clear, but it's really interesting because this is similar energy to a couple of the readings that I've done in the last week, that this DNA from the mitochondria passed down from mother to daughter just keeps coming up. And then we have this energy of the King of Cups. The King of Cups is sitting on his throne. Now, this could be a couple here. He might be asking this Queen of Cups to marry him, and it may not have anything to do with the maternal bloodline. So, or it could be both, right? And so this energy, the King of Cups, is sitting out on his throne. He's out in the middle of water, and this water is rough. So the rough water, you know, represents like the chaotic emotions and volatile emotions, chaos around him. But he's in the eye of the storm, and he's very calm, and he's just waiting for the right moment to be able to step forward and deliver this cup. And what's interesting, his right foot is forward as well as hers. And so I feel like this is talking, maybe this energy here represents the Queen of Cups, and he wants to offer his hand, offer her a cup of love. Or this could represent the maternal bloodline of one of you, basically getting, and you're getting married, and maybe you're having blood work done or something like that. I'm not sure exactly. Sometimes I think you have to get blood work done when you purchase insurance. So something's going on that way. But I feel like it'll come to us. Oh, here's temptation coming in. So the Devil card. The Devil card is representing lovers, and someone was tempted. So it's really interesting now. Is this about the king, or is this about the queen, or is it about someone totally different? So this is saying, and this is following the King of Cups. And this is saying someone's being tempted. The devil energy has come in. These lovers are yoked to each other, and they're chained to Saturn's box here. And so this energy is talking about someone gave in to temptation. The devil is in between these people. So maybe this is a couple, and this is maybe a third-party energy, or the child of them, or something. Something's going on here with DNA. So this could have been in the past. This maybe could be like the king or the queen has another child that their partner doesn't know about. So hopefully she is really loving, that kind of energy. I mean, if she had the child, he would know about it. Well, unless it was before they got married, that maybe she was supposed to be, because she's, a queen and marrying a king, maybe she was supposed to be a virgin, but she actually had a baby beforehand and gave it up for adoption or something. Something like that. It's really weird energy, but it's been coming in. So when this energy comes in, I always check to see what minion does the devil send in, or if, like, what is it about, as much as we can find out, or does God cover it? And the card that comes up is the Knight of Wands. And so the Knight of Wands is, he has a red plume on the back of his helmet as well, but it's not like a red flag. It's more like a plume, and it's like the rebel with a cause is this is interesting. This is interesting. Now that I look at this energy here represents Sagittarius energy, and this is the rebel with a cause. But this is a very, very similar to the fire horse energy. It's almost, the Sagittarius is fire sign, and the centaur is their glyph. So this energy is what you need to do when you're in the energy of the fire horse energy. You need to be like really passionate, which is represented here by the wand. You need to be able to, it's good to have fire in you, but you need to be able to control it. And that's what this plume represents. He could be very hot-headed, but you notice how he's reining his horse in, and his horse is like rearing up because it wants to go, and he's not allowing it. And then this is talking about being adventurous, like wanting to explore the wonders of the world and the universe, and having the courage to do so. So this is someone who's very ambitious and wanting that, but he reins it in because he knows that he needs to make sure that he gets to the finish line. So interesting. This could just be talking about this energy. There's something here about temptation, but it's kind of like this energy on top of this is exactly how you need to be in the fiery horse energy, rather than this way. And this is what's really coming in right now into your internal forces, the information that's coming in. This could be saying, make sure that when this information comes in, that you rein in your emotions and you don't flip out here. This could be like a red flag for being really angry. And this is saying, be very careful, because the devil is trying to get you to freak out and cause a big scene for some reason. That's the energy, because this is in the the position of your daily habits and your routine. Like the devil energy wants you to break habits. Oh, this could be representing the energy of someone who had an addiction and now they don't have it anymore, and they're maybe being tempted to go back to the addiction. I feel it's that kind of energy because it's your daily habits and all of that kind of energy. Really interesting. And this is something that you used to do when you were younger and you have stopped doing it, but now there's possibly like it's coming up again. Interesting. Or this could be your partner doing it. Something that you didn't know about when they were younger. This could be energy also of the passion of maybe. I feel like this is saying that there's a possibility that at some point, whoever you're in a partnership with here did have another passion that maybe you don't know about, an affair, or this could have just been someone they were with before they met you and they've never told you that they have a child from that association. Something like that. It's really different. We have the star energy. So the star energy is talking about putting your own special, unique qualities into the universal pool, mixing that up, and then bringing that out on Earth. And it comes out in the form of the pentacles, which are represent bringing matter onto Earth. And it's following your North Star energy. This could be, when you're following your North Star energy, it means you're on your destined path. So this person could have been previously married or and had someone when they were younger, and now that information is coming in, and this could be something about fathering a child or something like that, because this doesn't have to be romantic love. It just feels like it's this energy could say maybe you're adopted. You know how you do those DNA tests and then you it comes back and you're not, hey, I'm not Italian after all. You know, the rest of the family is, but you're not. Something like that. Something to do with that for sure. You might have an idea. We have the soulmate energy coming in then. So the soulmate energy is talking about this is two people that were destined to meet, and it was on the soul level. They made a contract that they would come together at some point during this lifetime, and that this is representing like a divine couple, like an energy that's meant to meet, that's destined to meet. And this energy, it's interesting because we have the Hermes symbol here, which is about health and moving forward. And it's also about communication because it's ruled by Mercury, and Mercury is the planet of communication. We just had a Mercury retrograde, and it's the 21st today as I'm doing this right now. And on the 21st, we also are having the equinox. And so it's like things are being equaled out. Day and night, masculine and feminine energy, very equal coming in here. So there's something going on here about these soulmates meeting right around this time when we had the planet Mercury was in retrograde from the 26th of February until the 20th of March, which was yesterday, as I'm doing this reading. And now it's the 21st, and tonight is the equinox, or today, it's equal day and night in time. And it's also spring. It's the first day of spring, basically. And Mercury has gone direct yesterday at this point. The thing is, what I'm picking up also is on the 23rd, Mercury and your North Star energy are going to be together. And I don't know how long that's for. It's a short period of time, like it's only a day or two or something like that. So the really strong communication from your intuition could be coming in about your destined path, or you might bump into your soulmate, or somehow your soulmate comes into your life, that kind of energy. Or it could be someone that you've met in the past and it's about a baby or something. There's something going on. And this is in partnerships. This is about commitment, partnerships, and marriage. Really interesting energy, Aquarius. Something's going on. We have the Fool, and this is saying that there's some sort of transition happening, because when this information comes in, there's going to be some sort of something to do with your soulmate and getting on your destined path, because like right here, now you're in the energy of this is the external forces here. And so this is about commitment, marriage, and partnerships, that you meet your soulmate. And this is talking now in your position of transition, that you're on a brand new cycle, that the Fool now goes on a brand new cycle. So the King of Cups must have his eye on his soulmate. And this could be, but it's interesting because there's still something about the maternal bloodline and the truth coming out about something. So we're just going to keep going, because we don't have enough of the information yet. But your life is the external forces. Something's going to happen. Some information about when you were younger. I feel like that's what it's talking about. That you don't know about, or when you're whoever this partner is. That there's something about that you don't know about your maternal bloodline possibly, or maybe you're adopted or something like that. Something's going to come up. And then this is talking about the King of Pentacles. So the King of Pentacles energy is representing someone who, is known for their business acumen and admired for it. They have grapes all over their robe, and the grapes in tarot represent something that is very challenging to grow, but you've mastered how to do it. So people are looking up to you because of that. And so this is representing an entrepreneur energy that's doing very successful, or it could be someone that works in the financial institution or profession, like working at a bank, but it would be someone that's high up, highly placed. And this energy is also talking about, the element of earth. And so it could be in real estate, like a real estate brokers, real mortgage brokers, the energy of, someone who's a land developer, that kind of energy. So it could have to do with property, like real estate property. And this also can represent the energy of, say, the head financial advisor of a corporation, that kind of energy. Or, if it's an accountant or a financial advisor, something like that, they would be definitely a partner in a well-established firm. And this is in position of higher learning. And this represents generational wealth, sometimes inheritances, wills, that kind of energy, planning for retirement. And here we have the card of strength. And the strength card represents having the courage to face whatever your fears are. So I don't know if you have, it looks like there's something bothering your energy here. Like this is how you see yourself, as being in this situation where you feel like there's something that isn't quite right. You're in a mental prison. You might know something and you haven't told your partner. That could be it too. And this is abundance and self-worth. So you recognize that you need to your marriage, I don't know if you're married or whatever, but this is kind of what you want, is to be married or in a partnership, or you were before and you just didn't tell your partner. That's the kind of energy, communication from early life. And then your emotional foundation. So emotional foundation and communication from early life could mean that there's something you don't know about your early life. And that could be like an adoption or something to do with this DNA. Something about that. And this is talking about wanting to get married and have this, but there's something you need to tell your partner, or there's something your other people know that you don't know, and it's going to come out. That kind of energy, and then it's going to be life-changing. There's something going on here. Other people know about it, and you don't, which is really a weird situation. And this is talking about the information when it comes in, you're going to have strength to face your fears, because this young woman is reaching into this lion's mouth, which is a mature male lion, and yet he's allowing it, because he represents that she's facing her fears. She's not showing fear. And so he's being submissive to this. And she's doing this to prove to herself that she can face her fears from childhood. And there's an energy here of infinite potential then. And this is in the position of, that is about your career and your reputation. Something to do with that. And then we have Temperance coming in. So Temperance is talking about having the patience to stay on your destined path despite being in this energy of not knowing really what's going on. And it's weird energy, because it's almost like other people know about it, but no one's told you, or it could have something to do with other people knowing about it that you don't know. Like it could be, and maybe this King of Pentacles knows about it because he's dealing with estates and wills and stuff like that. And maybe you're in someone's will and this is an inheritance or something like that. I'm not sure exactly, but it's coming in something like that. And so Temperance represents having the patience to be able to wait for the information to come in that you need to get on your destined path. And that's what this is talking about. And look at right this temptation and the passion and everything coming in. This could represent, maybe this is the king is already, and the queen are already married, but someone else has come along that is one of their soulmates, and they're being tempted to go on a new adventure with them. That's the energy, and it's already happening. Like this is talking about this was destined to happen, that you would be on this path. Really different energy. Can't get a 100% grip on it, and this is talking about the wounded warrior. So this is talking about really wanting to, like you've landed a lot of the actions, and you've stayed on your path, but it's been challenging. Like you're leaning hard on this ninth wand here. And so this is saying that, like you look at, he's got a bandage around his head, but look at the blindfold is off now. And do you see how similar these cards are? He's leaning on the one wand of passion that's most important to him, and she's got this one sword here, and the rest are behind them. So it's the same sort of energy, and this is talking soulmate energy. I get this part of it, because this is blessings coming in, and this is being on, the wounded warrior represents someone that's been on their destined path, but it's been challenging, and but now he's leaning on going with what he's passionate about, what's closest to his heart. And she's letting go of the thoughts that's holding her back to grab this sword and, cut herself free, basically. Interesting. And so a lot of times when soulmates come together, they'll have had almost very similar experience. They could be very different from each other, like profession-wise, and just the soulmates could be someone that's not normally someone that you would date or be in a relationship with, but you're really attracted. And this energy is talking about that both of you have gone through some very similar experiences throughout your life, separate. But that's why you have such an understanding, because look at this, it's saying like we've been through almost the same thing, and yet we've never met, or if we have, we've never been in a relationship together. And that's why maybe when this energy comes in, it's like so powerful that you have to go. Like, it's kind of that energy. It's different. But see, the thing is that this energy here doesn't have to do with this energy, because this is from God and this is from the devil. So this could be the devil wanting to stop this energy. Or that God sends in this knight, the rebel with the cause, to stop you from making a mistake that would stop you from being able to be with your partner, or there's been some energy to try and stop you from being together with your soulmate, and that's now over, and that's why you're now going to be, like, maybe nobody is married here, but this is one of your ancestors, and this is talking about your parents, what happened when you were younger, and maybe you are adopted, maybe, or maybe your father isn't really your father, that kind of energy. So there's something to do with the DNA. We know the mother, like, and like, you never know. It could be the mother's not the mother, but this is saying, like, if you had your DNA tested, then you would match up to your mother, but not your father, is what it's saying. So I have a feeling that you might know what this is about, and yeah, it's different energy, Aquarius. But I'm going to keep going with it because it's been coming up in some of the readings. And so this could be, it's more common than we think. Now, it wasn't so common in the old days because people would just get away with it, right? And you didn't have the communication, and they didn't have DNA testing. But now with DNA testing, you can find out a lot about where you come from, kind of energy. So if you've enjoyed this up to this point, I'm sorry I can't be more clear, but this is about as clear as it's coming to me. There's so many options coming in here. So give it a like and comment if you've enjoyed it, and consider subscribing. I would be honored if you did. And I'm going to now clarify for those that want to have more clarity, if we can get it here. And I'm using my Oracle Tales from the Vector, which I started back in 2007. And I completed the 64th painting in 2020. And now I'm working on bringing the Oracle out. But I want to play with it for a while because it's very different. I have a lot of written information, and I have a website, talesfromthevector.com. The information will be in the description box below. And I'm going to put the cards that show up. The numbers on these cards represent the order the paintings are in my gallery on my website, so you can check them out. You'll know which ones to look for. All right, so this is talking about the truth is coming out, and this is going to put you on a foolhardy journey that you can anticipate going on, and that's when this is. So the truth comes in, and I feel like this rebel with a cause now, when I look at the foolhardy, is saying that definitely this energy is talking about being with a soulmate, and that soulmate sets you on a new journey. And there is some energy here that didn't want you and your soulmate to meet. That's what I feel it is. But the rebel with a cause could be the energy that is sent in to stop you from meeting this person. Or this could be the energy that God sent in to make sure you do. I'm not quite 100% sure on that as of yet, but we'll get into it. So the foolhardy journey is one that you can anticipate because it means that you're on your correct path. And that would be here, because this is not being on your correct path here. It's just not. This isn't strong energy. And then we have the third eye chakra, being insightful, needing to use that, your insight regarding something that happened with the Queen of Cups. And then we have, here we go, or the maternal bloodline. There we go. Okay. So the Earth Star energy is talking about manifesting from the sacral chakra. So this is talking about maybe a baby. Maybe you got pregnant by someone and you gave the baby up for adoption and nobody knows it happened. Years ago, if people got pregnant with babies, they sometimes were just spirited away for 9 months, you know, oh, she's on a vacation or she's at school somewhere to finishing school. And then the person would come back and they're back to normal and they've been at finishing school, but they actually had a baby and they were sent to a center for unwed mothers. And this happened a lot. It was a really big deal to be married, or not even to be married, but to be a young girl that was pregnant. It could ruin your life, and it can sometimes even a lot of times the parents would be so ashamed, and it was a big deal. Like these days it's not as big a deal, but back then it was a big deal. And we have Scorpio energy, and this is again sexual gladiator. This is talking about, you know, some sort of manifesting from the sacral energy of, you know, of the Scorpio energy. And so I want to point out when my horoscope signs come in, I'm not talking about a particular, oh, a Scorpio did this, although it could be. You would have to use your intuition in your own, but I'm talking about the energy just of each sign. We have a little bit of every sign in us, or most of them anyway. And so I want my goal in my readings is to learn from the energy, because, you know, I just find like sometimes you'll look, oh, someone is doing a reading and maybe they have like 200,000 subscribers and every single one of them, this was a Scorpio. It doesn't make sense to me. I feel like this is more talking about the energy of the sign and the state of being of what is this energy about and what can we learn from it. So that's just my take on it. And so just understand that, because I don't want there to be confusion that you think I'm saying that this is a Scorpio. Use your intuition on that. But this is the energy of the sexual gladiator manifesting something from the sacral energy. And I feel like, well, yeah, there's something going on here. Attachment. So what's yours is mine and what's mine is mine. And this is a web that we're weaving here. And it could have been like someone went like really young is what I'm getting. And like I said, a lot of young girls ended up going to finishing school. You know, there was some deception. Kiss me good, Hex in the City, definitely coming in. That there was an energy here for sure. That the information now is coming out. That there was a baby produced somewhere here. And you could be that baby now grown up, or this could be when you were younger, you had a baby and you never told anyone. And then and maybe they had a DNA test and they tracked down their mother. And now they've come in with this information. Interesting. So we have the anger coming in, the gift that keeps on giving. So maybe you and the king have been married for a bazillion years now, and you never told him about this. And now all of a sudden there's someone on the doorstep saying, hey, I'm your child from, you know, back then. That's coming in really strong. So this is a different energy. We have the Capricorn energy coming in. And this is about, Saturn is definitely ruling Capricorn energy, like the planet Saturn. And it's the same with the Devil card, is also ruled by the Saturn energy. And this is about having a lot of ambition, but it's also about being very responsible with it. And understanding that challenges are quite often are possibilities disguised as challenges. So this energy, I feel like definitely there's something to do with that here. And we have the Sun coming in. So the Sun is the happiest card in the deck. So this is, I mean, if you did have a child when you were younger, or your partner did, and they had to hide it, it was a big deal back then. So it's kind of saying that, I mean, if you're reunited with your baby, that is a really beautiful thing. But your partner may not think so. That's the kind of energy, right? So, woo. I feel it's a situation, something like that. And degradation, so the shame off you. So maybe it's your partner, and this is you, and that maybe this split you up or something. Something happened here, because this is saying, like, this is the partnerships, commitment, and marriage. And this is saying you've been holding this as an embarrassment. It's been something that you feel like you can't talk about. And that would be like that energy of being sent to finishing school. And maybe this was a situation where like you were very young, and maybe it was a situation where it was with an energy of someone that you really felt was like your soulmate. And maybe that energy is coming back in, because now you both found out that you have, like, maybe the energy back then, it has come back in to say, hey, you didn't tell me we had a baby together. And I've had someone contact me from DNA, whatever, and they want to know if I'm their father. How is this possible? I feel it's like that kind of energy. Now it's kind of, because it won't go away. This energy has been coming up in my readings. And so this is talking about, look at this. This is talking about this information coming in. This was foolish energy. This was to think that, to have an expectation that this would never come up, that this truth would never come out. Really interesting. So it's something like this. I feel like it's different for different people. And it's come up with more than one sign, but that makes sense, because there would be more than one sign involved for sure. Interesting how the cards show up like this. So this is talking about, that was a foolish, back then, that was a foolish thing. Sending, people off because it's so embarrassing for the family, that kind of energy. But that's just the way it was. And then we have the ego coming in. So yeah, that's definitely an ego thing for sure. And that this is about keeping your ego in check. So, but interesting, like now it could be some sort of energy of you finding out maybe you were that child, or for some, I'm getting it's different energies, but it's definitely out there. And it's not just Aquarius, but it could be your partner was an Aquarius, in an Aquarius energy, or it could be talking about the time frame, it's hard for me to like grab it 100%, but definitely there is some energy around that. Justice is coming in, and maybe other people knew about it, and they knew that maybe their parent, one of the parents passed on, and you were in their will, and the family knew about it, and they had were given the information, and they did not give it to you. They kept the money for themselves. And that's why justice is coming in. And maybe that's why when you were a child, you felt like you were not really fitting in, kind of energy. Interesting. I feel it could be that kind of energy as well. Because there's a reality check. The Tower is coming in, and this is about money. And someone didn't keep their ego in check and figured, I can fix this. No one will know. And so in someone's will, there was a saying, hey, there's all this money coming in. This person left you money because you are actually their child, and no one told you. And when it came out in the will, they collaborated to hide it, and they just took the money for themselves, and you don't maybe even know about it. And now you're about to find out. The truth is coming out, and it's irrefutable because your DNA is associated, something like that. And then we have abuse of power, number 49, the karmic space. Life is only a bitch if you are. I don't know what the number 49 has. I know there's a football team, the 49ers, and it could be a midlife crisis, because when people turn 50, they go through sort of a crisis energy. But it's something to do around abuse of power of that. So I do hope this has been been beneficial for you. It's not 100% clear to me, but I'm getting that it would be, if this has happened, something like this is in your energy, it might be like this aha moment for you. I do hope that you found it beneficial. If you have, please give it a like and comment, and consider subscribing if you resonate. I would be honored if you did so. And I will be back with another reading for you soon. Bye for now, Aquarius. Oh.